and a slam jam.
Okay guys, hello, this is BSJ. This is going to be like a pseudo 7.27a patch, but also analysis, but also talking about like kind of just now that we've been playing 7.27 for a week, my general impressions of the patch and how it's played out, at least in my pub so far. So in the 7.27a patch, they pretty much just addressed the two items that were the most broken. I did predict the Monkey King bar item would be busted, but I did underestimate originally the Helm of the Dominator. It basically became the new Necrobook, and it was really good on certain heroes, like really good. Beastmaster, for instance, was still broken because of it. And even heroes like Spectre in the carry role, that with 5 armor and 5 health regen, would literally never get bullied out of lane. And then this Helm Dom creep gave them exactly what a Necrobook gave them last patch, which was just some way to farm jungle creeps much faster. So it's either for pressuring towers or as a pseudo Midas type item on carry heroes. It was just too versatile. It was just too good on specific heroes. So they made it so the creep damage got reduced and the cost got increased. So it basically delays it by like 30 seconds, and the creep itself is much less impactful. So the item may still be purchasable, but it is much more situational now, if at all. And I like that they addressed the item. Monkey King bar, they made it so it cost 125 gold extra in 7.27, and then they made it such that it gave 25 extra attack speed instead of 10 damage, which in the late game, 25 attack speed is way better than 10 damage, especially on the heroes that like to buy MKB, because it's an item that's all about proccing. It's an item that's all about like heroes with attack speed really liked buying the item in the first place. So giving it a recipe was definitely necessary. The item was already good before 7.27, then they buffed it, and now they might even need another nerf, to be honest with you. The effective damage of this item is just so high, and a lot of people don't realize the fact that the proc goes through BKB makes it so there's really no itemization around Monkey King bar other than like Ghost Scepters and just kiting the person with it. So these heroes that are harder to kite, Monkey King bar was kind of just too potent, it seems like. But my overall impression of 7.27 so far is that kills have definitely gone up in value. And the dead lane concept has changed a little bit. And what I mean by the dead lane concept has changed a little bit is it seems like carries that naturally want to play the opponent's safe lane, like the opponent's safe lane where you're farming the off lane, it's just less safe. There's less camps that are accessible because that outpost is the opponent's until you get a tier 2. And because the tier 2s are so important, at least at the higher level, people are prioritizing them way more, which means that there's really no way to just get a casual tier 2 anymore. And heroes that like to play their own jungle are definitely stronger. And it's not that heroes that normally play bottom if they're on Dire would now play top. I would say it's heroes that would prefer to play top are now better. The Spectres, the Anti-Mages, the Terrorblades, the Alchemists. This is my initial impression, where heroes that like to casually pressure towers and farm the opponent's dead lane, quote unquote, are just not as potent because that outpost pretty much negates the one camp next to it on both sides. So no matter how far ahead you are, if you don't take that tier 2, you can't really farm. There's one less camp for you to farm if you're on the opponent's side of the map. So it's not that the dead lane concept has changed in terms of what parts of the map are dangerous and such. But in the early to mid game, like 15 to 25 minutes, I really do lean towards having one hero that likes to farm away from the team on their own side of the map. Do it survivably, do it a little bit more often, but it's just like a slight shift. It's not something that completely changes the dynamic of the concept, but I do believe it is really important to recognize that heroes that utilize that better, I believe, are strictly better in the carry role. The item Battle Fury seems really popular. The item Radiance seems like it's really nice on any hero that has a huge amount of impact when getting it. And heroes that offer this like early vision skirmish potential, like the bounty hunters of the world, feel very powerful. It feels very unforgiving to play against these heroes because they increased how much you get with kills. Lineups that come online pseudo early but have one hero that likes to play alone and you basically feel like you're making space for them, kind of like the 4 protect 1, I think is kind of going to be the meta right now. And that's what I've seen so far in 7.27. So I hope you guys appreciate a little bit of an update, as well as reading this patch note for 7.27a, longest patch in history. And I'll keep you guys updated with any more new trends I see in the meta.